Many Arizonans will live their lives enjoying the exquisite landscape and array of wildlife our great state has to offer, and never know there's someone they should thank. If you cherish the magnificence of the Arizona outdoors, then you must love this man.
My name is Ben Avery. I was born over on the Blue, near Clifton, and I kind of grew up all over Arizona. My mother and dad divorced when I was still a baby, and my mother raised my sister and I back in the days when you had to make your living off the land. When I was 5 years old, there was an ad in Country Gentleman magazine. You sold so many prescriptions, they'd give you a .22 rifle. I think it was 12 subscriptions I had to sell. They sent me a little single-shot .22 Hamilton rifle. My mother took me into Chis to get it at the post office, and I bought 2 boxes of shells, some shorts for 20 cents a box and some longs for 40 cents. And we started home. The idea was that I would learn to shoot and kill rabbits so we'd have more meat to eat. And on the way home, I killed a jackrabbit.
At 12 years old, Ben took on his first job.
I finally decided I wanted to better myself a little bit, and I went to work in the meat market as an apprentice meat cutter. But the newspaper is right across the street, and I got acquainted with the only reporter on the paper at that time, and used to run around with him, and he kind of got me interested in reporting. So I decided to give up meat cutting and become a newspaper man. And it was a real opportunity to started me on a career that I followed all the rest of my life.
Coupled with his love for writing was an interest in the outdoors.
I covered all the government offices, and one of the fellows who really took a liking to me was Judge Clifford C. Ferris, the Gila County Superior Court. Judge Ferris was a great outdoorsman. He was born in Virginia and hunted. He kept hunting dogs, and he got me started hunting with him, hunting and fishing. And that really started me in a sideline career.
Avery soon took on the volunteer task of publishing a statewide magazine for the Arizona Game Protective Association in a successful bid for enactment of an Arizona Game and Fish Commission. After brief stints working as a ranch hand, packer, and miner during the Depression, Ben joined the Arizona Republic in 1937, assigned to the state capitol beat. One of his early stories made a quick impression on then-Governor Hunt.
The reporters covering the governor's office would take a handout from the governor, and they never asked him any questions. They just take what he handed out to them, and that was the news out of the governor's office. Well, I didn't work that way. And one morning I came to work. There was some farmers from Yuma had come down to see the governor because he had vetoed the appropriation for the inspection stations, and they were mad. When they got through seeing the governor, they were very unhappy, and they unloaded on me, and I wrote a story in the Republic. The next morning, the governor yelled to his secretary to throw me out of the office when I walked in.
In 1945, Ben began a column that developed into a strong editorial voice for a wide range of natural resource issues. He sponsored legislative reforms dealing with state parks, hunting and boating safety, and wildlife management.
I'm just really happy to see that we have been able to preserve wildlife and increase it in the face of all of the increased population that we have. I think it's the biggest tribute to the people of Arizona, and they've done this. I didn't do it. But I fought a few of the political battles to get it done.
Ben also led campaigns to protect Valley Mountain preserves.
If we hadn't acquired these mountains, we would have homes scattered over all of them. So we have preserved a part of the city that is really the skyline, the backdrop of the whole city. And I think it's something that future generations will really enjoy and appreciate the fact that we were able to do this in time.
In the 1960s, Ben led a crusade to construct a practice range for Arizona shooting enthusiasts. A few years later, the facility would be named in his honor. In 1974, Ben retired from the Republic, having covered every governor since statehood, all of whom respected his fairness and activism. And while most folks spend this time of their lives taking it easy, Ben took on a new adventure.
I ran my first marathon when I was 69. And then the next year, I ran it again when I was 70. And I got to 4th and 5th places, I think, in my age bracket.
Ben decided to save his legs for his true love, hiking. He spent his 80th birthday climbing up the peaks of Mount Humphrey with friends and family. And he can still be seen trekking through the mountains he once fought to save from the developers.
Well, the protection of Arizona's wildlife, the protection of Arizona's land, the development of our parks have really been a big part of my life. And it gives me a great sense of satisfaction that we have done as much as we have done in Arizona.
Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Mr. Ben Avery, Arizona Historymaker Honoree.